When you manage life at home, there are a lot of details to keep track of. Juggling tasks and other people can make us feel distracted and pulled in a million different directions. But management skills are all about bringing many details together and keeping things on track. So it's a skill that we can develop, even when we are easily distractible, scattered, or even have ADHD. No matter the reason you feel scattered, these 5 tips that I'm going to share today will help you become a better home manager. Hi, I'm Misty Winkler from Simply Convivial, a YouTube channel, but also a podcast, blog, and membership site, all focused on helping women become more capable and more cheerful home managers. The work that we do at home matters to our families, to society as a whole, and it matters to God. So we can dig in and do the good work that we have been given with energy and with joy. If you need encouragement and instruction along those lines, you've come to the right place. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, but what you really want to do is subscribe to my email list, because every day you will get a short slice of encouragement to help you stay the path as a Christian wife, mother, and homemaker. The best way right now to get on the email list is to get the free personalized homekeeping guide, which I'll talk more about at the end, but you can also get the link right here in the description below. Many people struggle to get started, to stay on task, to get things done without taking all day. But that struggle's amplified when you have ADHD. There is always, for everyone, an unending litany of things to do as moms. And we can't keep track of them all, much less do them all. So keeping our attention on one task at a time is even more difficult than it is for those in a workplace or school setting. No one else is giving us a list or a deadline. No one else is grading us or giving us a check based on our performance. So knowing what matters and making ourselves stick to it without an external structure is difficult. A skill rarely practiced before we become homemakers. It's a skill we're rarely taught before we become homemakers, much less practiced. Add ADHD to the situation and you have a perpetual struggle bus. But just because you have not been taught these skills or haven't practiced these skills, being a diligent homemaker isn't impossible. There are actually 5 simple tricks that can help anyone with attention issues, whatever the cause of the attention issues. Stay on target with self-directed plans and tasks at home. Whether or not you have ADHD, you'll find the following 5 tips will help you get more traction in the work at home that is often discouraging. It doesn't have to be. So grab a basket of laundry and get something done at home while we dig in. The first tip for getting your head wrapped around all the things that there are to do at home is to start with a brain dump. Counterintuitive as it might seem, you need to start by writing everything down, everything that's going on in your head before you can begin getting ahead. Start with a brain dump. By writing it all down, you'll clear your head and free up focus. Trying to hold on to a boatload of obligations, ideas, and tasks all at once contributes greatly to feeling overwhelmed and distracted. When you know that you have a lot to do, you feel overwhelmed, but you know you need to do something. So get started by brain dumping everything you're thinking you ought to do. Usually in that process, you can begin to see and separate out the truly important and the overly optimistic, overly enthusiastic overcommitments. The second tip is to have one go-to start task. Most of the time, the hardest part is getting started. That's true for most of us, but it's doubly or even triply true when you have ADHD or other focus-related troubles. The job you'd like to accomplish seems too big to even begin. On top of that, when it's a job you'd rather not do, like clean the kitchen or the bathrooms, not knowing where to begin can be paralyzing. The solution is to have a single predetermined, consistent starting task. In my kitchen, I call it my island of sanity. I always start any kind of clean the kitchen task by cleaning the island. If nothing else gets done, I feel better when that smaller central area is clean. Plus, I never have to make a decision about where to begin because I always begin with the island. While clearing and cleaning the island, I can look around and decide what is best next. But I already have the momentum going so that I can just keep cleaning. In a bedroom, a standard starting place might be a chair that collects things or the top of a dresser. In a bathroom, the counter there offers a small, significant, obvious place to always begin. The real secret to this standard starting place is not merely that it prevents decision fatigue. Beyond that, even if you get called away or distracted from finishing the whole job, when the starting place is clean, the whole room feels better. You've made visible, significant progress even when you haven't finished. Tip number 3 is to plan your day the night before. Sitting down and making a list for the day with your coffee might feel normal and natural, but it's not the most effective option, especially if you have ADHD. At first, it might seem that planning the night before is too much of a time delay for someone who has a hard time with attention. Shouldn't the list be made right before you get started so that you don't get distracted? But the reality is that making your to-do list and going over your calendar the night before puts your subconscious to work for you. It gives you hidden attention advantages. When you make your plan the night before, writing down your top 3 most important tasks and looking over your calendar, you then have a chance to sleep on it. The information is there, and your brain works on the material while you sleep. An additional benefit is that when you get up and start your day, you already have a go-to list. You know where to start. You are ready to go. Making your plan the night before will pay dividends in productivity and mental focus. The 4th tip is to use a timer. Many of our tasks at home have no clear finish line. When can we call ourselves done with cleaning the kitchen or laundry? Women with ADHD have an extra struggle in these situations where the tasks are always ongoing. When there is no clear finish line, there's no hook to stay with it. Attention is easily grabbed by something with more promise, something that can be done and checked off, or something that's just more fun. So instead of thinking of housework as tasks to work on until you can check them off the list, give yourself an amount of time to work at them that you check off. Spend 15 minutes doing laundry on your list instead of just laundry. Then, don't just look at the clock. Actually set a timer. Stop when the timer goes off, no matter where you are at in the process. Pick it up another time with another 15-minute round. You'll find that you make more progress and stay on track longer when you work alongside a timer. It gives you a visible and audible signal that you can and should stick with the task for an amount of time where you can see the finish line. It's not going to feel like you have to continue with it for an unending amount of time. The finish line is always just within reach. Having actually finished and accomplished the small, clearly defined task will give you hope and momentum for doing it again with another small time chunk. Instead of feeling defeated by ongoing chores, you'll be excited to finish another successful round. Fifth and finally, find a friend for accountability. We all need to know that we are not alone. We all need community, camaraderie, and accountability. But women with ADHD can benefit from accountability even more than most. Keeping motivation high is extra difficult when you have attention issues. But having other people who know and care about your tasks and progress and goals helps all of us, any one of us, to stick with them better because there's a more personal tie and connection to them. When you're not good at following your own plan, you might think that following someone else's cleaning schedule will work better. But it's not true. It won't. We need cleaning schedules designed for our particular homes, our particular families, and our particular schedules. I have a 3-page straightforward guide that you can get for free that will help you set up homekeeping routines that work for you. Just go to simplyconvivial.com/cleanhouse. That's simplyconvivial.com/cleanhouse, or find the link in the description below to get that free guide and get started with a routine that works for you. And as you do, remember to repent, rejoice, repeat.